Hey everybody, this is the Blind Hypno Dragon with the fourth attempt to try and make this video. A couple times last night were very unsuccessful due to storage issues, and I've just been interrupted quite a bit today, so we're going to try this one more time. This is going to be my MTG Alter video. The first thing I want to do is do some shout outs. Yesterday was a very rough day for a couple of very good friends of mine, Mike at MTG Purple and Carly at Carlsberg Review. They were attacked unnecessarily by an idiot, which I'm not going to even mention his name. But I want them both to know that they are my inspiration for doing these videos, for being a part of the community and the fraternity. I want them both to know that I love them very much, and that whatever they're doing is making a huge difference. And the love and respect and admiration they shared with me yesterday was mind-blowing and humbling, and I will honestly never forget either one of you. I want to thank you both for being a friend. The other shout out's going to go to Kyle at Stone Monkey Productions. He did his MTG Alter video a while back, and it just made me want to do the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, Nicol Bolas, he was my picture on my YouTube, and he is my picture on my Twitter, which I'm also going to put in the bottom of this video. I've always had an admiration for this powerful planeswalker. I remember back when I started playing, I had a collection of all 5 Elder Dragons Chronicles versions, unfortunately, but now I have actually gone back and I have picked up other ones. I have, when it comes to Nicol Bolas, I have the Legends version, Time Twisted, from the Vault Dragons, and I have varieties of the Planeswalker, plus I have God Pharaoh and the Deceiver. So the first one I want to show off is going to be, and I'm going to tap this one more time. Hopefully I can get a good focus. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker. So hopefully you can see some of the foil. There it is. These are all foils from Lethix.com. They are not sponsoring this video. They don't even know I'm doing this video. But I'm actually going to put their link also in the description below, so if you want to pick these up. All these foil alters are going to be $5.99 or $6. So it's a great deal to get some of your favorite cards, and if you want to play proxies or whatever else. Next one is going to be another Planeswalker, Tezzeret Agent of Bolas. I have always, like I said, mentioned I love Nicol Bolas, and anything associated with him I always want to go ahead and collect. Next, we have Jace the Mind Sculptor. I think next to Bolas and Ugin, I think one of the most powerful planeswalkers, and I just love this card, and I actually wanted it in my collection, so I wanted to grab it. I think it's a shame what I've done with him in Ixalan. If you read my comments, you know exactly what I think about him. I know he's the face of MTG and Wizards of the Coast, but guys, really, unless you're going to pay it off, bring him back. Give him back his memory, give him back his power, make him what he once was. Make Jace great again. We also have our collection of dragons, and the first one I'll show off is Skithrix, the Blight Dragon. This was one of the first cards I really wanted to pick up for my deck. This is such a sick card. Infect is just something that should be banned, honestly, because I have seen people with lots of life die with 10 Infect counters. In fact, tomorrow or the next day when I do my third video, it's going to have a story about Skithrix and when he actually got me. Next we have another dragon. This is the Balefire Dragon. And unfortunately, because of the lighting, it's not picking up a lot of the foil, but these are all foiled out. Next, we have the Stormbreath Dragon. This one came out a little bit better. The foil is real nice. All the foil and the full art. And next we have the Dragon Whisperer. Always good to have in the deck. And next, those who know me know I run a lot of decks, especially EDH decks. I have my dragon with Nicol Bolas as the leader, of course. I have Vampire deck, that I'm tweaking out. Again, thanks to Mike for your review on the vampire decks. Kind of making me want to go back and really work on mine. I'm working on a Sphinx deck, and I also run an angel deck. And of course, with angels, you have to have some of the more powerful angels. So the first one I'll show off is Bruna, Light of Alabaster. One thing I'm noticing now that I'm doing this video for the fourth time, a lot of the artwork on these is real similar. Good art, nice foiling, nice pieces to add. Next is the Archangel of Thune. Quick story about her. I pulled her out of, I believe it was MTG Core 14 or 15. I believe it was 14. The only time she was ever printed. And I didn't realize how much of a value she had. When I went back and looked at her, I think 6 months or a year later, I realized $20+. Great deal for just a pull out of a pack. Next we have Evason, Archangel or Angel of Hope. I like the way the foil pops on this one also. And yes, I can hear open boosters in my head. Mike, don't laugh at me. And now I know you're going to be laughing even twice as hard. That's fine. We also have the Sarah Ascendant. This is one of the cards that's going to be reprinted in Iconic Masters. I'm actually looking forward to trying to pick it up if I can. I think it's just a powerful card and a lot of fun to play with. Especially in EDH, when you start with 30 or 40 life, you put this on turn 1, that is a game changer easily. Next, one of my favorite cards of all time, the Illustrious Consecrated Sphinx. When I'm getting ready to build my Sphinx deck, this is something I want to build it around. I think this is just a powerful card. I also play it in my Mystics deck. Quick story about the Sphinx. When I got back into Magic 3-4 years ago, I always wanted to go back and get foils of a lot of my favorite cards of all time, especially some of the powerful cards from early on. The smaller cards. You have Swords of Plowshares, you have Lightning Bolt, you have Counterspell, Disenchant, things like that, Dark Ritual. And my plan was always go back and get 4 foils of all of those cards. And I succeeded in most of them. I have my 4 foil Counterspells, I have my 4 swords, and I have 4 fireballs. I'm trying to think what's the last one. Dark Rituals. I was able to get a lot of them, especially from the vaults. The last one I need is a Lightning Bolt. But the weird thing is, I picked up the Consecrated Sphinx and the 4 Counterspell foils all about the same time. And right after I did it, here comes the Evocations with Consecrated Sphinx foil and Counterspell foil. I'm like, really, Wizards, you're going to kill my value before I even got to play them? That's not cool. Next, we have the Snapcaster Mage. This one, it just looks so gorgeous. I actually haven't had a chance to play with her, and I would love the original, but I don't think I can afford to get an original, but hope swings eternal. One day I might get an original. Next we have the Sen's Triplets. I think they can just, the chaos on the field is so much fun to play with. We have Una, Queen of the Fae. The rough thing about Una is I actually have a foil original. And this foil I have in my hand is actually more expensive than the foil original, which is sad, but still, I love having it. Next we have the Soulfire Grandmaster, I believe that's Grandmaster. I forgot the name of it. I actually didn't get this from Lethix. I got this from somewhere else. I was able to get 4 for 10, so I decided I'm going to grab them. They're not that bad, but they're a lot of fun. And next, but certainly one of the more powerful cards, Kalia the Vast. I plan on creating a deck built around her. My brother already has one, and he's challenging me to make one around Kalia as well. I know if I do, I'm going to whoop his butt, because that's what I do. To paraphrase Rocky, he builds great decks, but I am a great deck builder. And modest. Don't forget that, modest. Next, we have some tutors. We have the Mystical Tutor, and I'm going to see if I can pick up the foil on that one. That one's just real nice. It pops real gorgeous. Next we have a Demonic Tutor. Any old school player is going to have Demonic Tutors in their deck. These just make gaming so much better. And we have the Vampiric Tutor as well. I actually like the artwork on this one much more than the Demonic. Not a huge fan of demons, but vampire is always a good thing. Next we have one of the most powerful counterspells in the game, Mana Drain. I am very happy they're going to be reprinting this in Iconic Masters. I doubt I got my hands on one, but I had the proxy, so I'm happy. And if you're going to have Mana Drain, you have to have the other massive counterspell. Oh, maybe I didn't pull it out. Give me a second. It got shuffled. Here we go. Force of Will. I remember back in the day, I actually had one Force of Will, and I traded off, or it ended up being sold off, and I didn't even realize how much value it has now. Such a good card. And we have the two counterspells. We also have Any Blue Player's Friend, Cryptic Command, very good card. One of my favorite cards also, Damnation. I am still working on getting me an original Damnation. I'm glad they reprinted it in the Master Set as well, but this is just so good. A Black Wrath of God. Omniscience. Whenever you play your very high-powered EDH decks, Omniscience is always a beautiful card to have. You get this out, the game's over. Next, we have our Mana Builders, and this is one of the first cards. When I saw this card, this is what got me into Lethix and just made me fall in love with their cards. It is the infamous Soul Ring, but it is fashioned after the One Ring. Foiled out, looks like it's on fire. I don't think there's any card more beautiful than this one. And now we're going to show off some of the Power 9 and some dual lands. We have the Underground Sea with a very low printing. I like that. We have the Plateau. Oh, I'm sorry, the Badlands. I like, for old school players that know the wording, this one just has too much wording on it. I like the other one with had less wording on it. We have the Volcanic Island. I believe this is the Plateau. In the Plateau, yes, I sing, and please forgive me. Next, we have the Power 9 coming up. Ancestral Recall with a beautiful foiling of it. Time Walk. Like I was mentioning to Mike, you run these cards in my Mizzix deck. You can fork them and twin cast them and do everything else with it. Taking 6 to 8 turns in a row is not uncommon. Time Twister. I miss the days I had my beta Time Twister. I loved that card so much. Next we have the Mox Diamond. This is also what I got from the Soulfire Grandmaster. I got them from the same people. Good little card to have. Again, for set of 4 for $10. And now, the Moxes. Mox Jet. Sapphire. Get centered again. We have the Ruby. And the Pearl. And last but not least, my friends, we have the Lotus. There we go, we get a little more light on it. Well, everybody, this is my video. It took me a long time to get it out, but to quote my friend Jeremy, I want to know what you think of this video. Hit that like button, hit those comments, and I will respond to every comment that comes through. I want to let you know that for Mike and for all the community, we are the 6th color of magic. Love y'all. piece and tap.